It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for the Greg Cherry Show. Greg Cherry alongside Matty Laws, who's very cold today, apparently.
This is some bullshit.
Yeah, so it's weird because, like I mentioned to you before the show, like we had freezing rain this morning, and tomorrow it's going to be a high in the 60s. So you figure it out.
It's cold.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm ready for nicer weather.
I was about to say, so we've got this weather for 2 days, and I am not even joking when I tell you that Sunday is supposed to be back up in the 60s. So.
That's not right. Oh, look at this nice comment by Dwayne Atkinson.
Aw.
That wasn't even planned. We just did the same. That's why it works. So yeah, what we're talking about today, I actually have a topic for today. That's amazing. Been a while. We are going to be talking about, I'm so prepared that I haven't even prepared the graphic for it. Here we go.
We definitely got a good topic today.
Yeah. We don't do the in-depth discussions as much. We just kind of banter on and carry on, but
like wayward sons.
Yes. There'll be peace when you are gone. Super kick party. All right. Anyway, the best wrestling gimmick matches of all time. And we're not talking about like specific instances of those matches. We're just talking about, I mean, we can get into specific instances, but we're mostly talking about overall the best concepts for wrestling gimmick matches. And, you know, what better way to start than to talk about the blindfold match? No, I'm kidding.
The House of Horrors match, right?
Oh, never. Never.
Okay, I do have one thing to say on that. It was a good concept with the people you had. It was just god-awful execution all the way around. And then Jinder Mahal had to interfere at the end of it anyway, so...
Yeah, which led to him winning the title.
Yeah, so House of Horrors match is firmly in the get out of here category.
2017 SmackDown was a very strange time.
Which is crazy because when 2016 SmackDown started, we were all so excited. AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, the tag team division was on fire over there at the time.
The women's division was going to be something special.
They had a new SmackDown 6 over there with just the women.
Mm-hmm.
And they squandered it.
Oh, boy. I don't know what happened in 2017. Hey, listen, the best match for SmackDown in 2017 was AJ Styles and Shane McMahon.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
Which I don't understand. We'll get to gimmick matches in a second. I don't understand the hate for Shane McMahon.
I've never understood the hate for Shane McMahon. That dude tried to kill himself as a teenager for our entertainment.
Yep.
Shane, I understand he's got the worst worked punches in the business next to Jake Paul. But Shane McMahon has done nothing if not dedicate himself to the WWE when he's around and, you know, put on great performances. He had a good match with The Miz at WrestleMania.
Yep. I'm telling you, like, Sasha's... I talk about Sasha Banks, like, having their best match with everybody. I have not in full seen the Mercedes versus Kyrie match.
I still need to get that.
That is on my docket this week, as well as reviewing the 2023 Rumble matches, which I still have not done. I still have not watched them since that show, but
it's understandable. I only watched them like the day that I got back, and I hadn't watched the pay-per-view again since.
Yeah, I haven't watched them since the date of the pay-per-view. But the Rumble is a good example of one of the best wrestling gimmick matches.
If not the greatest.
Pat Patterson, obviously the creator of it. And you have your really good ones, and you have your really 2022 ones. There's when it's good, like you get sucked into it like for 60 minutes.
It's such a good match concept that every other promotion around the world tries it. Like they just uploaded MLW's Battle Riot. They do the 40-man aspect of the Rumble, but again, it's still the basic blueprint that Patterson gave us.
Mm-hmm.
Timed intervals, our entrance, and then the winner gets big prize at the end.
Impact has done it. They actually had a whole show of doing those type of matches for contenderships. I know AEW's done it. They had one called, what was it, Royal Rampage or something like that?
I believe so. And also you can say like the Casino Battle Royale kind of takes elements from the Rumble to where, entrants are timed whenever they come in, but it's not the single entrant intervals. But still, you still got the blueprint there.
I'm torn on the Casino Battle Royale.
If you like it or not?
Yeah, because I like the concepts because it's Rumble-ish, but I don't like 5 people coming out at once.
Yeah, what's going to stop me from taking a chair to each one of those guys coming down the ramp with me?
Yeah, I'm iffy on it. Like when they do the casino ladder match, and that's one person at a time. And they've done tag ones where it's one team at a time.
Yeah, I think they did a tag team.
Which casino. I think they're doing that. Are they doing that next week?
Yeah, I thought it was a tag gauntlet, is what I thought I saw, but it might be a battle royal.
One of the two is happening tonight, and the other one's next week. I can't remember which one. But when you look at some of the best Rumbles of all time, 92 is obviously stands out, and the storytelling in that one, Monsoon and Heenan made that Rumble.
Monsoon and Heenan are one of the greatest commentary duos that we've ever been graced with.
Yeah.
If not, I think it's Cap's favorite commentary duo.
I mean, it makes sense. Like the thing is, they weren't even a team for that long. As far as
Adam for 3 years, right?
They went from 91 to 93.
Damn, so 2.5 years maybe.
Yeah. And their calls were that iconic. But that's what happened.
Yeah.
I really think if you threw 29 different guys on Flair in that same match and Flair still came out number 3, you'd still have a quality Rumble if Flair ended up winning, if Monsoon and Heenan were on commentary.
92, that wasn't the call Adam Bomb is going to win the Royal Rumble, was it?
No, that was 1994.
Okay. Yeah, can you imagine having Ric Flair in that ring and then being tasked to yell out, Adam Bomb is going to win out the Rumble?
I think I had that as a question on Jack of All Trades.
I do remember that. But yeah, easy. Rumble is top 3, top 2 gimmick matches all time.
Yes. Obviously my favorite. I mean, that's no secret.
It's my favorite too, but death match is a style of wrestling. You can't even say that's a gimmick match, can you? Because it's become so much more of a style now on the Basic Independence.
Here's the thing, like hardcore matches, no disqualification matches, death matches, they all have the same rules essentially, which are no rules and you win by pinfall or submission.
Yeah, it falls under the no holds barred.
It's not like the Texas death match that
the 10 count.
Yeah, the 10 count.
I always liked that, and then another one that I wanted to bring up in terms of ones that I don't like. Texas bull rope match where you have to hit all 4 corners.
I can see that. Very few of those have been executed well. I think the best one of those was Eddie Guerrero and JBL, Great American Bash. I think that was the best one of those because
another good shout out would be Vader beating Sting at Super Brawl 4. That was a really good one too.
They're hard to pull off. There's probably a reason we haven't seen them in a long time. But speaking of a match we haven't seen in a long time, and I want to see it come back at some point, the championship scramble.
Atta baby, Greg. It's one of my favorite matches of all time because we got Brian Kendrick as world champion because of it.
There have only been 4 in WWE history. The last one was in 2009.
Oh, fucking really?
Yeah.
It's been almost a decade and a half.
Yes, it's been almost 15 years. It's crazy. The last one was won by Tommy Dreamer. That's how long ago it was.
For context, my brother was 6 years old when the last scramble happened.
Dude, you're making me feel old. I was already in college.
Say, even still, like that's probably making you sit there going, why hasn't this happened? What other than Vince McMahon do you think has stopped this match from happening? Because it's a great concept.
It is. The thing is, I feel like you need the right story for it.
Okay.
What that story would be, I mean, you just throw a champion in a situation where they have a bunch of people who want to challenge, do a beat the clock challenge to qualify, and then boom,
you're in the scramble.
Storyline.
Yeah.
Like they could have done it with a 5-way match at day 1. They could have turned that into a championship scramble, and then people wouldn't have been so butthurt about Brock winning.
Yeah, because, the ending would have made a little more sense had it had a time limit on it.
Yeah. Just my opinion.
I would love a scramble with the current U.S. title picture.
Yeah, you could do a United States title scramble. I'd say you could do an Intercontinental one, but I don't know who's taking that title off of Gunther.
The moment someone's getting pinned, that shark will smell water or will smell blood.
Yeah. And chop the hell out of them.
Oh, my Lord. Being there live, it does not do it any justice on TV. Gunther's chops are so loud.
Have you ever seen the chop video that Gunther gave Zack Sabre Jr.?
Was it the one from Progress?
I think so.
I was about to say, because that's one of my favorite Progress matches. And yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. took a fucking leathering in that match.
Yeah.
Where he has him over the top rope and he's just repeatedly slamming on his chest. No, fuck that. You cannot pay me enough.
That's another thing we'll have to do at some point. It's like, in these scenarios, how much would it take for you to do such and such?
You're going to have to give me a full 401k for that shit.
Yeah. Alex, Queen of the Ring, actually had in her Discord chat a question today. Would you rather take a superplex through a flaming table or a thumbtack covered super kick to the face?
Honestly, I'm probably going to sound crazy here. I'll take the super kick to the face.
I don't get that. Why? I would rather take the superplex.
So we all saw Cody's back after that. I ain't about to be all wrinkly.
The table was positioned very poorly.
Horribly. I used to play with fire a lot as a kid, so that's another reason. The thumbtacks, as long as whoever I'm taking it from knows how to throw it, I will feel safe.
I am too, I don't like anything touching my eye, which is why I don't wear contacts.
Mm-hmm.
So, the fact that, as kick, if it went wrong and it went in my eye, the thought of that freaks me out.
Kudos to Mick Foley for taking a early stage pedigree onto those thumbtacks.
Like that, I cringe every time I see that pedigree spot.
It's one of my favorite matches to show new people of wrestling.
What a hell of a way to introduce them. While you're at it, show them JBL and Eddie from Judgment Day.
Oh yeah, no, legit. Because 9 times out of 10, when I show people that match, it's the people that are like, "But isn't this stuff fake?" Yeah, no, I'll show them 2000 Royal Rumble Foley and Triple H. See how fake that is.
Show them 2001 Sin with the Sid thing.
Oh God.
Be like, hey, look how fake this is. And give them no context.
There is no context to it, really. He
No.
just landed on it.
Mm-hmm. I've never watched that clip. Like, between that, the mass transit thing in ECW.
The mass transit one is crazy because he just lays there for like 85% of what they do to him.
Yeah. It's because he didn't know how to work.
Mm-hmm.
And also the Sabu Terry Funk barbed wire match.
Where Sabu has to tape the bicep back up.
Yep.
I love that one. I love that one.
It's weird though, because like I can watch the TNA like barbed wire massacre, like the Abyss and Sabu. I enjoy that one. But then again, nobody has like muscles hanging out of their body, you know?
Nobody's having to literally grab the athletic tape from somebody ringside just to tape up the bicep.
Yeah, can't do it.
Speaking of, where would you put, because we can classify that as a gimmick match, barbed wire massacre, or like a barbed wire everywhere. Where do you put those in the gimmick matches? Because I'm a big death match guy.
If I was a bigger deathmatch guy, I would probably watch more GCW. Barbed wire matches. I watched the one with Mox and Omega. I don't think I've seen the one with Jericho and Kingston. I've heard that
as a barbed wire massacre fan, it wasn't the best, but you got good use out of the barbed wire.
Yeah.
But going back to like TNA, the Abyss, like Judas Messias, Abyss, Jeff Hardy.
See, Abyss Sabu is like one of my guilty pleasure matches. But like I feel like you need the right people to make that match happen.
And you have to have the right storyline. Like you can't just look at someone random backstage and go, I want to murder you in a barbed wire massacre match.
Yeah, it has to be a solid storyline. It has to be two people who don't care what you do to their bodies. And again, as long as there's no gore,
biceps,
yeah, or anything hanging out where it's not supposed to be.
I still think Sabu's worst injury came from a regularly sanctioned match.
Oh, the Benoit thing where he
dumped the broken neck, yeah. And that's a crazy one, too, because, like, Benoit's like, well, what do we do? And then you see, like, 30 different people come out and just start an in-ring brawl. It's crazy. Paul Heyman, well, that was our main event. We have no idea what to do next.
Yeah. Well, that's what got him the nickname the Crippler. So, yeah. What other gimmick matches?
I guess we got to throw TLC out there, right?
TLC is a good one because
one that's got a whole lot of legs to talk about.
Yeah, that one had a solid storyline behind the first one. I think it was better than the Triangle Ladder match, which was basically.
Are we talking TLC 1 or TLC 2?
TLC 1.
Okay,
like the very first one.
I would have to agree that's better than the Triangle Ladder match, but the Triangle Ladder match just has a little bit more nostalgia for me.
It was really the first time those three teams came face to face, and it was kind of a prelude
to
like
what was to come.
They seemed to like, hey, we really like this. Let's do this match and invoke tables for the Dudleys, ladders for the Hardys, and then chairs for Edge and Christian.
Oh, dude, I still think back to that Triangle Ladder match at WrestleMania 2000.
Yep.
The amount of tailbone spots Jeff Hardy does in that match is insane.
I'm amazed he's able to walk because he landed ass first on that concrete from the top of the ladder.
Yeah, he ended a swanton in a seated position. That is not how you end a swanton.
No. He overshot Bubba Dudley.
And didn't he do the same thing at Rumble 2000 off of the rampway? He
landed more on Devon than he did on
round.
So he hit that one a little cleaner than he did the WrestleMania one. Table matches are okay. They're very simplistic.
I always think back with table matches, like the really crappy way they've ended. Sheamus beating John Cena to get his 144-day reign, literally just shove. And then Big Show losing to Cody Rhodes by stepping through the fucking table.
That was funny. I love that.
It was hilarious because like we knew Cody was getting his ass beat right afterwards. But I remember watching it and going, no way. They really did not. It was the only time I'd ever seen it done that way too. So like smart, but
Big Show's the only person you could do it that way with though.
Mm-hmm.
Like it might work on a guy like Mark Henry or like who's one of the bigger guys like Omos or something.
Yeah, modern day Omos might be able to do it, but yeah, because Big Show was 7 foot, 500 pounds at the time.
Yeah,
it just made so much more sense.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of a similar finish to the dumpster match between Kalisto and Braun Strowman. That Kalisto ended up winning.
Oh Lord. Imagine just signing up for a dumpster match. Yeah, we want you to land in this big metal contraption.
I'm trying to think of all the gimmick matches I've seen live. Because I've seen a Royal Rumble.
I've seen a Pitch Black match live.
You have. That match only lasted 4 minutes though?
I think it was 5 minutes of actual match. And between the intro, both wrestlers' introductions, it was maybe a 20-minute spot with 5 minutes of wrestling. And then we had more of the same with Bianca and Bliss afterwards. So,
yeah.
But, yeah, no. What gimmick matches have you seen live, Greg?
Well, like I said, I've seen a Royal Rumble match. I have seen a ladder match. I have seen a casket match. I think I've seen a couple casket matches, actually. Because I think I saw one with AEW with Darby.
Oh, you saw their coffin match?
I think so, yeah. I've seen
a couple of those now.
Yeah, I've seen a Hell in a Cell match.
How is that live? Just trying to see through the cage and everything.
Well, I was very fortunate to have seen Undertaker and Triple H in Hell in a Cell live. So,
oh, you son of a bitch!
I got a good one.
You son of a bitch!
I've seen an Iron Man match live.
Which participants?
Cena and Orton, bragging rights.
Okay, so it was a good Iron Man match.
Yep. I think it's funny. Pittsburgh has had the most Iron Man matches in WWE history.
Well, aren't you guys the City of Steel or City of Iron? Anyway.
I mean, we're the Steel City, yeah, but there's beer called Iron City beer.
Okay. That was the only reason I thought maybe they'd give you guys a bunch of Iron Man matches because of how industrial Pittsburgh is.
Yeah, because they did Triple H and Benoit on Raw in an Iron Man match. They did Cena and Orton. They did Sasha and Charlotte in an Iron Man match.
On Raw, wasn't it?
No, that was a pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
And they did the infamous Seth Rollins Dolph Ziggler Iron Man match.
I really enjoyed that match. How was your thoughts on that match?
I thought it was okay. Good. People hated the crowd for that one though because they kept doing the countdown.
They kept doing the countdown.
Yeah. What other matches have I seen live?
So you said Chamber. You said ladder match.
No, I've never seen a Chamber match.
Or not Chamber. Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. Yeah. Have I seen a straight up steel cage match? I've seen a dog collar match, but that was an indie show.
Dog collar matches are always interesting. I feel like that's another one of those matches that you need two people who just genuinely want to tear each other apart for that match.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing for like the barbed wire death matches. You need genuine hate for those matches.
What other matches have I seen? Like I'm trying to run through the list of
Have you seen any tag team variants of these matches, like a tag team ladder match or a tag team?
I don't believe so. Although that dog collar match was a tag team match.
Oh, okay.
That might be it. Like I've seen street fights, but any no DQ matches are kind of all in the same vein.
Ooh, I just popped over into the comments. I'll bring this one up. JB3 said, "What are your thoughts on the deletion matches, or like cinematic matches? I guess we could put it out there."
I thought the very first, the final deletion match between Matt and Jeff Hardy was entertaining as hell. I really enjoyed that. The cinematic match with Undertaker and AJ Styles, the Boneyard match, that was good.
Led to one of the best wrestling memes of all time.
Yes, which is still used today.
My girlfriend will bring me up memes of those, and every time I'm just like, oh my God, this match is already 3 years old.
It is. It's hard to believe.
I don't think anything makes me feel older, and I think you can attest to this as well, Greg. Nothing makes me feel older than learning how old wrestling matches are.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Like Greg, next year, my favorite match of all time turns 20.
2024, 2004.
I'll pinpoint it to January for you.
Michaels Triple H.
Last man standing match.
It was either that or their Hell in a Cell that went 45.
Now, I feel like the last man standing match would have been a good blow off, but you know, they had to do Hell in a Cell, didn't they?
They had to do Hell in a Cell. They had to do the 2 triple threats with Benoit.
Yeah, because the Hell in a Cell at the end wasn't even for the title, was it?
No. Hell in a Cell was just the 2. The build-up to that match was Shawn and Triple H fighting each other throughout the arena for the entire show.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bischoff coming out and saying that they'd be in Hell in a Cell.
I know this is a weird one because it's, I guess it can fall into a gimmick match. The Luke Harper, Dean Ambrose street fight from, was it the Philadelphia Rumble?
Or
was it in Extreme Rules?
I think that was Extreme Rules.
Yeah, where they literally get into a taxi, fight, come back to the arena, and continue kicking each other's ass.
Yeah, there were matches that happened in between.
Like the total runtime of the match was what, 35, 40 minutes?
I think it was like 50-some minutes or something. I'm going to check that. I want to know how much time on that was. Half the show.
It was half the show? Oh.
Let me see.
Oh. I will jump over to Impact a little bit because they've had some interesting gimmick matches. We already brought up Barbed Wire Massacre. We can bring up Full Metal Mayhem if we really want.
Yeah,
but
that's basically
I want to bring up their very unique King of the Mountain match. How do you feel about that one?
King of the Mountain is decent. It's very convoluted, but it's okay. It's better than the Reverse Battle Royal, which is beyond stupid.
I love that they brought that back was it last year or the year before for Slammiversary?
I'm not sure. Because I know they did like a Rumble at Bound for Glory. But yeah, the Reverse
one of the
ridiculous.
At one of the recent Slammiversaries, they just did it, I think, like as one of their dark matches or one of the pre-show matches, just as like a tribute to all the stuff Impact has done.
The Feast or Fired match.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
I feel like was a combination of the Money in the Bank match and Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, because Deal or No Deal was really big at that time.
It was very big, and I think that's why they did. So it's like, hey, you can swap briefcases or whatever the case may be. I hated the concept because it led to Christopher Daniels getting fired, which drove me nuts. I know he came back as Curry Man, and then Curry Man got fired too, and then came back as a fallen angel.
I always think back and rest her soul, Daphne, when they made her do that stupid ass striptease from the Feast or Fired.
I don't remember that segment.
It was the female Feaster Fired. I think Tara had gotten her spider back. Angelina Love had gotten the world title opportunity.
Yeah.
And one of the briefcases was for Daphne, and it was striptease. And she was dressed as a fucking leprechaun. It was god-awful, and yeah. Didn't we get a Chavo Guerrero title opportunity from one of the Feast or Fireds?
Probably. He might have got like a tag team or an X Division title. Something like that. Because I know, I thought it was ridiculous because Hernandez got one, and then he cashed in his shot and then got attacked by Eric Young like 5 minutes into the match and then was never seen again.
Yeah, that one was dumb too.
Yeah.
It was a good concept, but some of the stuff that they threw into the briefcases just made no sense.
Yeah. They also did what? They did like a turkey bowl or something where the loser had to dress up in
the annual turkey bowl because Impact was on Thursdays for the longest time.
Yep.
AJ Styles dressed up as a turkey was amazing.
Daniel in the chat says Lethal Lockdown is a good one from Impact. Lethal Lockdown's basically War Games.
Yeah, I was about to say, and we can lump those two together because I love the War Games. It takes a minute. It takes a minute.
It does.
But I love War Games as a whole.
So War Games, Lethal Lockdown, Blood and Guts, whatever you want to call it, same concept essentially.
Once again, the timed intervals inside a cage. Once everybody's in, the match officially starts.
The men's War Games match from this past Survivor Series was excellent.
Oh, yeah. The women's one was really good, too. Had they not put brand new ropes on the rings.
Yeah. I especially remember the men's one because I had to turn off Notre Dame USC because I was not happy with that game.
I think I saw your live tweets during that game.
Yeah. You can tell how Notre Dame's doing because if I don't tweet a ton, that means they're doing well or they did something awesome. And when I do tweet, I'm pissed off.
How's Notre Dame's baseball team?
Don't ask me. I don't follow college baseball at all.
Okay. I was just wondering if I should put money down on him.
I mean, you're free to. Don't take sports betting advice from me either. I'm terrible at that.
How about the infamous Judy Bagwell on a forklift?
Why? just why?
Or we could put all the Russo-isms in there on a pole.
The all things on a pole match. Throw flag match in there.
How low?
I don't want to watch Capture the Flag on my wrestling show. I don't care.
Cena versus Rusev was maybe one of the dumbest matches that they made. They tried.
Here's the thing. The flag match that they did was exceptionally stupid because they dragged it out for like
you had to take your
15 minutes longer
from the ring, out of the ring, to a podium at the top of the ramp.
Yeah. That match dragged on for so long. It was just why?
Redundant doesn't even begin to describe.
That was ridiculous. And I'm sure like a lot of people got offended because the American flag hit the ground multiple times throughout that match.
The Bulgarian flag or the Russian flag was just chilling on the floor for a solid 25 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
I don't even think at that time Rusev was representing Bulgaria. He was representing Russia at the time, wasn't he?
Yeah, because like
he was the president's.
Give me 1 second. Keep talking about that while I take this.
But yeah, no. Anything on a pole, flag match. Never been a big fan. Chris in the chat says Bobby Heenan versus the Warrior, and a loser wears a chicken costume. I know Bobby Heenan lost that, but can we imagine just for a second a chicken costume with the Warrior's face paint on it, and instead of chicken sounds, just the snarls. A gimmick match that I will bring up that I was always not a fan of is just straight chairs matches. Straight chairs matches. Never made sense to me. It's, yeah, you only weapon that you can really think of in that match is a chair. It's okay if you're Edge or Christian. Other than that, I'm not a big fan of seeing 25 chairs in a single match. Oh, dear Lord, Ratnick. Remember all the terrible Divas gimmick matches. Let's think back to the Taboo Tuesday and Cyber Sunday days, where we would literally vote on what costumes these women's would wear before a battle royal. Ratnick is also bringing up the mud wrestling and the pillow fights, and those were equally as bad. I still, to this day, think it was god-awful that we had choices of schoolgirl, teacher, I think bunnies. The days of the Cyber Sunday women's battle royals were really, really bad. Greg's back.
I'm back.
Yeah, Ratnick just brought up, remember all the terrible Divas gimmick matches, such as mud wrestling, pillow fights. I brought up the Cyber Sunday dress-a-girl battle royals.
Listen. Single, never been laid before me, like them.
I will agree there.
Married and having been laid, they're cringy.
Definitely not something you want any member of your family walking in while you're watching.
No. So yeah, I understand what the point of them was back then.
Sex sells.
I'm glad they don't do them now because women's wrestling is so good now.
So good.
Yeah.
Chris Winland also brought up Bobby Heenan versus Warrior. Loser wears a chicken costume. And I just thought, yeah, like, we knew Heenan was going to lose.
Oh, yeah.
But could you just imagine a massive chicken suit with the Warrior face paint painted on the chicken mask? And instead of normal chicken sounds, you just get the snarling.
Yeah. Buck, buck, buck. That's all you need.
What is, other than the Rumble, what is your favorite gimmick match, Greg?
Other than the Rumble. Whew. That's tough because there's so many good ones.
I think I would have to say TLC.
I'd say Championship Scramble. I really like that one.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why they haven't done it in 14 years, but they need to bring it back.
And it
Unless
really
they did it in NXT and I just missed it completely.
I don't think that they did it in NXT. They've done a bunch of elimination, fatal 4-way and 5-ways, but
well, NXT did, what was it? What did they call it?
Was it the Gold Rush match?
The thing that Roxanne and Grayson Waller won.
Oh, the Iron Survival Eliminator.
Iron Survivor. Like, that was the closest to, but that one was also scored, so it was different than the Championship Scramble.
Yeah, Josh just said they did a version of the Scramble that was cool.
Yeah.
Again,
And see,
it's
that
such a
one-
good concept.
That one was different because the people who started had the advantage because they could get more falls, and the people who entered later were actually at a disadvantage, as opposed to the scramble where the person who entered last would be the freshest and could get
a cheap roll up.
Yeah.
Now, I forget, was it a 25-minute match or a 30-minute match, the scrambles?
It was, let's see, the first 5 minutes were the first two.
And then
I think there were 20-minute matches.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Now, what, in your opinion, is the worst gimmick match? And I'm going to omit one-offs, so no pitch black matches.
Hog pen match.
That did happen more than one.
It happened more than once, yep. Unfortunately, it's happened more than once. What else is a terrible gimmick match? The reverse battle royal. I hate that one. It's dumb.
It just so like you said, so convoluted. Also, are the wrestlers just meant to stand on the inside of the ring after they get thrown in? Like,
well, here's how the reverse battle royal works. Like, you start out with however many guys, and then like the first 8 or 10 to get in the ring move on to the next stage, which is an actual battle royal. Don't ask me. It's goofy. Also, I'm going to be very controversial with this opinion.
ooh.
Last man standing matches are overrated.
They are overrated because they aren't done properly.
And it got that match concept got exposed during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Edge Orton match dragged on forever.
It needs a crowd to be invested in it, and
It had
no audience.
Need a crowd.
Okay. If you were to throw Shawn Michaels and Triple H in front of no crowd, and you're telling me that they're going to have the exact same match in front of no crowd, they are murdering each other for nobody, essentially. One, that wouldn't make no damn sense. And two, it just would not have the same effect because the crowd really helped Shawn Michaels really will himself back into that match.
Yeah. It probably wouldn't have been as good, but it's also Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Yeah, they still would have, like I said, they would have had the exact same match. I don't know if it'd be my favorite of all time, but I know for a fact the crowd willing Shawn Michaels in that last 10 minutes of that match is some of the best match storytelling that they've done against each other.
Yeah. All right, so what is your least favorite gimmick match? And then I want to get to an announcement that I want to make for the show.
My least favorite gimmick match. And I'm going with one that has a back catalog of them. It's got to be, and I might get a lot of flack for this, traditional Survivor Series matches. Like,
really?
Like in the more modern era where they just throw people together in a Survivor Series team. But really back in the day, whenever you had full, like the Hart Dynasty versus a full squad of 4, like when you'd have full teams, like the Bloodline versus the opponents in War Games. If that was a traditional Survivor Series match, it would have been good, I think. But I really like that this last year they went away from the traditional Survivor Series matches. Maybe whenever they come back, I'll like them again. But there was a point in time where we had like 3 Survivor Series matches on one card.
I mean, when the Survivor Series pay-per-view got created, it was just Survivor Series.
I know. Look at Josh's comment.
I see that. All right, so I have not told anybody about this, but I do want to make an announcement regarding this show. I vague tweeted about it earlier today. I have a goal that I want to hit by the end of the year. Ooh. And it's a lofty goal.
But it's a goal.
I want to state this. This requires 0 monetary donations to make this happen. So, like, immediately people are getting excited, be like, oh, it's not like a money goal like the Gauntlet ones. That never ended up happening. Here's what it is. By the end of the calendar year of 2023, I want the Greg Cherry brand to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Plus, I want the Greg Cherry brand Twitter to also hit 10,000 followers. And I would like to get at least 100 people watching this show every week. I think 1% out of those 10,000 would be reasonable. If we hit those goals, give me 1 second, because now I have to pause.
Building up the suspense. Yeah, no, sorry about that, everybody, about the Survivor Series thing. But yeah, traditional Survivor Series matches, they just don't cut it for me anymore. I love the pay-per-views. I love the timing of the year. I understand the tradition. I just don't like the matches anymore.
Now that I left you guys in suspense. Okay, so 10,000 subscribers for the YouTube channel.
10,000
followers on Twitter. And an average of 100 people watching this show live every week. If we get to that, I am going to take a page from the Parts Fun Known Quizlemania playbook. And I will shave my head.
Oh, wow.
And my eyebrows.
Egg Cherry, for real this time.
For real. Like, if we hit that by the end of the year.
Is the beard going too?
Might as well be completely baby-faced. If we hit all 3 of those goals, and I have analytics, so I can check out the 100 viewers a week thing. If we manage to hit all of those goals by the end of the year, doesn't matter how soon we could hit it. If we hit it tomorrow, then I guess I have to pony up. But
good Lord.
I mean, that'd be awesome if I hit it tomorrow, because then this show could explode. But
everybody get hashtag Egg Cherry trending on Twitter.
Yes. That is the goal. I want all 3 of those have to be hit. Like, it's not going to be an easy goal to hit. But I want to put that out there because I want this show to be successful.
And it deserves to be successful.
Well, thank you for that. So if we hit all 3 of those goals, much like Adam Blampier and
Pete Quinnell,
and Andy Datson.
I forgot Andy did it.
Yeah, Andy was, I think, one of the first to do it after he lost the title. So in that same vein, if we reach those goals, that's gone, all that's gone.
We get full-blown Egg Cherry.
I'm curious as to how that would look.
I'm pretty sure there's a AI website that'll do it for you. Whether you want to see it ahead of time is the real question.
I don't know if my wife will want to look at. My wife won't want to look at me for like a week until these start growing back.
I was about to say you'll have to go full ghetto and just paint on your eyebrows.
What I'm gonna have to do, like, even in like if we reach this goal by summer, like I'm going to have to wear like a hat or something so she takes me seriously.
Just wear a beanie at all times.
Yeah.
Hey, you live in Pittsburgh. It's a pretty legitimate reason to. It's cold up there. Oh, I will ask, since we are in the last 10 minutes of the show, are you interested in baseball by any chance?
I like baseball. I don't follow it enough to do like any fantasy or anything.
Okay.
Like that.
But you are a baseball fan.
I'm a Yankees fan, so yes.
Okay. The 30th of March, we are going to be doing a live stream for opening day of baseball. We will be doing it with Urinating Tree. So if you would like to come on, I will send you a link.
That is what, Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday the 30th of March.
Depending on what times you're doing that, I might be able to join.
We're going to be covering all of opening day.
All right.
I'm going to have a horrible day at work. I've tried to request it off already, so here's hoping. Because being up from I believe first pitch in the MLB is at 11 a.m. my time.
I'm really surprised that nobody has commented on my announcement.
Yeah, I was about to say comments got a little quiet.
Yeah, they did.
It's okay. We'll clip that little bit of the video. We'll share it on Twitter for you.
There you go. So that is my announcement. Dynamite's going to be a good one tonight. We might end a couple minutes early just so we can all watch the start of Dynamite.
What's the main event tonight?
The main event, who knows what the main event is? That could be any number of things. Almost donated, apparently. He says, I challenge you to a subscribers on a bowl match. I mean, I might climb, but I also feel like I'd be doing myself a detriment. So that's the goal. And that's by the end of the calendar year. If by December 31st, 2023, we hit that goal, it gives you guys 10 months to get the word out about the show. Mm. It's not like, hey, we're going to do this by the end of this month because there's 6 days left. I'm giving you guys a ton of time. Tell as many people as you want to be like, hey, let's get people involved. Let's get people watching the show. It's not just a wrestling show. It's not just a sports show. It is a fun time to have with people. We talk about whatever you want. We talk about real stuff. We get really serious sometimes, but a lot of times we're just nuts. And I don't know how else you want me to pitch this show, but there you go. It's a lofty goal.
I think it's obtainable.
I think it's obtainable too, especially if we get a hold of the people on my Twitter that have way more followers than I do. Sean.
Come on, Sean.
And yes, I would look completely goofy. Fortunately, hair grows back. Very fortunate with that.
I mean, how old are you, Greg?
I'm 30. Hey, listen, I'm 36. I got a full head of hair, brother.
You've got a damn good head of hair still. Mine is, I got a good hairline, I guess.
Yeah, I'm still fortunate that I got a good head of hair. Are you gonna join the challenge or?
No. If you guys want me to shave my head, it's gonna be about $10,000 PayPal, Cash App, $ Matty Laws. I've been growing this out for 3 years. It's gonna take a lot to get it cut.
That's fair. Maybe after I get 10,000, we'll get Raw Ball up to 25, and then
let's go. If we get Raw Ball up to 100 subscribers, I might just shave a mustache.
Oh, there you go.
Just leave the. Oh, I could go to Guy Fawkes and leave a soul patch as well.
You know, my birthday's on Guy Fawkes Day.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep. Remember.
I forget. All right, guys. What day in November?
Yes. All right, everybody. We are going to cut the show short. I will post this announcement on Twitter.
And I will get to work clipping that part of the video.
Yeah. Even without the interrupted buildup. But let's get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, 10,000 followers on Twitter, and 100 people watching this show every week. That's a goal of mine. And I'm not sure how else to make it happen other than humiliating myself. So
I was about to say self-promotion and self-humiliation. People tend to love it.
Hey, if it works, it works. I'll look like a goofball for a few weeks if it means. I don't know how I explain that to the family if it happens around Christmas time. Be like, hey, I made a bet and I had to pay off.
Bro, what if you have to do it around Jen's birthday?
All right, so push it off till either a couple months before October or after.
All right, people. We're aiming for October now.
Yes. Live streaming Raw and pay-per-views helps. Listen, if I was on the West Coast, it would be way easier to do the live streaming and shows. But I got a shoot job too, brother.
I'm about to say the shoot. That's why the only good part of me doing overnights is if I have to work, I at least get to watch the stuff and then go in, but I'm going in red-eyed.
Yeah. All right, so let's get this show to 10,000 subscribers, or the channel rather, to 10,000 subscribers. Let's get the Twitter at Greg Cherry Brand to 10,000 followers and 100 people watching this show every week. And let's see hashtag Egg Cherry happen.
Hashtag Egg Cherry.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Greg Cherry Show. Thank you to Matty Laws, as always, for being a fantastic co-host. Next week on the show, we are going to be celebrating Jeff Meacham's 40th birthday. Yes, next Wednesday is his 40th birthday.
Oh, so the show's on his birthday.
The show is on his birthday, so it's going to be a very fun episode. He's going to be back next week. So
should I dress up as a party boy? Get the
as long as you don't dress up like a Bella again, I'm fine.
Well, what is that guy's name that always popped out of the box during DX segments?
Big Dick Johnson.
Yes, I will get the little tie and everything for him.
Just make sure your balls are covered. All right, next week, Jeff Meacham's birthday. We'll see you next week. Don't be a jag. Have a good night. Go enjoy Dynamite. And we'll see you next week right here on the Greg Cherry